Want to welcome you to Phil Holton's Wood Turning Shop. We're doing something kind of fun today. We're doing long-stemmed goblets. Now we could make short-stemmed goblets, but why would we want to do that when we could shock and amaze people by long, slender goblets? So you might want to start with these kind of short, but then you can make them a little longer. So I've got one in maple and elm and black ash. This one is kind of unique in that it's turned from a Russian olive branch and still has the bark intact around it. So that's another way that you can do that too. But I'm going to do two steps today. I'm going to start out with a solid block and kind of show you how I rough out the shape. And then I'm going to take a piece that I've done some of the work already, and then we'll show you how we make this thin stem. So just come over to the lathe here, and you can see I've got a long piece of maple. This comes from Richville. It's sugar maple. It's beautiful, clear stuff. So we would start out by just turning this to round. And so up here at the top, we're going to get this to round. You hear how that changes as I'm getting closer. Almost there. Okay, I want the maximum size that I can. And then I can do some shaping of this. It gives we want a nice rounded shape, and then definitely is going to be cut away down here at the bottom. So this is the way we would start, from a solid block. Then I would make a place here at the end that I could grab the chuck. We'd pull this out of the way, and then I'd use a drill, first to drill out, and then to hollow out the bowl, it's called, up here at the top. And then we're making a decision about how long this is going to be. I've turned them so that they are 24 inches long. I think the one I'm doing here is going to be about 9.5 inches long. Someone has already ordered that. So he has 3 others of them, and he wants one that fits in the set. So now I'm going to bring this over here. We are going to take out this center that's here. And then we'll put the chuck on. The secret to a lot of the wood turning that I do, whether it's thin bowls or whether it's pieces like this, is that we start out with it pretty thick in here while we're working hard on this, and then we're kind of burning our bridges behind us. We're thinning this out because this will be quite thin by the time that we're done. I turned this a couple days ago. I'm glad to see that it's still riding pretty clean and smooth. So now we're going to, you can feel that sound of chatter. It's because we're supporting quite a bit of pressure out at the end here. For the longest ones, I'm using something called a steady rest, which is a piece that comes in here with wheels against it so that I can support it quite a bit of the time. So we'll keep working to get this thinner. This is not a time I want to get a catch, so I'm going to take it kind of slow. And if you can see that a little bit, you can see that it's kind of dancing on there, which is to say that it's bouncing a little bit. So now I'm going to switch to a little smaller tool. Take a little smaller chip across here. Now one of the things I can do to make it not deflect so much, I can put most of the pressure there instead of straight across. We'll get a nice transition here. And then we'll just keep taking it finer and finer as we go along. Does this make you nervous? It makes me nervous. You can hear the sound kind of changes. So we'll get a little of this roughed out, and then I'll finish it, and then we'll start further along. So we'll finish it a little bit at a time. Okay, now I'm going to switch to my skew with my fingers here underneath. I hope you can still see it okay. So this is going to give my finish cut, and did you see that bowl start hopping a little bit there? It's making really light cuts here. Okay, so that's enough for a little while. Now we'll work down a little further. So we're making it thinner and thinner. Okay, we're going to take another stretch here. And finish it off. Once we finish here, then we certainly can't go up to the top again. I'm not measuring this, but I think I can see pretty carefully how thick it is. This is, I'm aiming for between 3/16 and 1/8 of an inch. Okay, we're just about ready to finish this off. And part of what I need to do that is make a nice clean cut on the back here so that the end grain is cut clearly. For that I need a little space down here. I brought my tool rest up against, my tailstock, excuse me, and I've got a piece of paper towel that's just giving me a little dampening there so that it's not flying around too much. I want to make sure that I'm cutting this concave so that it won't sit on a high spot in the middle. Okay. Now I'm going to reach across here and cut it loose. Okay. So there you are. And I can see I got it a little thin. Can you see that I got it a little thin right there? Even shows light through it, but it's all right. So there we go, a long neck goblet with a pretty slim stem. Thanks for coming to Phil Holton's Wood Turning Shop. We'll see you again soon.